Psychology of the sale. Why most people suck at sales. Because if you're going to understand the psychology, I got to walk you through why people are not good at it instead of walking you through. So the number one reason and what your solution is to that. Bad posture. You meet somebody on the phone, through Zoom, or face to face, and your posture is poor. What does that mean? When you talk to me and you look at me, it ain't because I jump up and down. It isn't because it's because when I make eye contact with you, when I engage you the first time, my pattern of my speech, how I change it. You ever notice if you say the exact same thing, the exact same speed, the exact same time, the exact same way the entire time, nobody listens to you. If you've played any sport, you do not go the same speed the entire time. I don't care if it's baseball, basketball, football, you change speeds, change directions, you keep people guessing. The posture, number one, do you believe in yourself? Because when you get on the phone and start calling people, if you're like, man, I don't really know if I believe in myself. Do you believe in yourself? And then do you believe in the product? If you do not believe in yourself or don't believe in the product, you're going to have a really hard time. Doesn't mean you're not going to have moderate success, but every day you have to be working on your posture, which is a result of the way you feel about yourself and the way you feel about your product. How do you communicate to people about yourself and about your product? And understanding that weak posture will attract attacks. People walk up and down the street and look for people to attack. They walk up and down the street, look for weaknesses in your home. That's what they do. When you're playing sports, I'm looking around going like, all right, if I run the ball there, I'm going to call that play. If I run the ball, that's going to be open. Like, I can see this kid. He's already backpedaling. Like, that's what we do. What is your posture like? Number one, identify it. If you had to rank your posture, 1 awful, 10 perfect, what's your posture? How do you carry yourself? Do you elicit strength? People are attracted to strength. They want a problem solver. You don't have to be physically strong in any capacity. You have to be strong here. Never forget, I went to police academy a very long time ago. They put 2 guys up in front of us. One guy was like 6'4", like 260, monster of a dude. Another guy was, if he was 5'7", it was something. And they said they both been in the department for 20 years. Guess which ones had more physical altercations? So everybody's like, little guy, obviously. I mean, like, he little, like, obviously. And everybody's, it's that guy. And we talk why, and then we kind of laugh a little bit. And then they proceed to tell us. And the larger man said, it took me years to figure out what he learned early on. He controlled with his dialogue. Because most people aren't looking to engage in a physical response anyway. He came, and the guy gave us examples, like walked in a room, you do this, and the bigger guy just didn't. And maybe the bigger guy never had to do it. He was so big. Maybe the little guy, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you can control a situation with your language, with your tonality, with your eye contact, with the way you move your head when you're talking, with the way you smile when you're talking, with you not giving an inch and not backing down, where people know, can't raise your voice the entire time, can't scream the entire, where you understand the power of your voice, suppressing it, changing the octaves, but all the time knowing I believe in me and I believe in my product. And if I believe in me and I believe in my product, nobody can fuck with me because I believe in me and I believe in my product. And you have to ask yourself psychologically, do you believe in those two things? I tell people when they start sales, you should walk by. I mean, I did it playing football. I did it playing I talked myself into it. I am going to fucking run this guy over. If I'm coaching, we are going to dominate these guys. When I started in sales, why was I? And I was going, I believe in me. I believe in my product. These people I call don't know the product. I'm the only one with a license to sell the product. I'm the only one that's actually in the business. They need my help. I know they need my help. They're going to get my help. If I act that way, nobody will fuck with me because I'm in charge, because I'm the guy that nobody fucks with. That's appropriate posture, but you have to work on it. You have to respect it. You have to understand it. And most people can't, which is sad. So that's the number one reason people fail in sales is they're dead before they even start because their posture. But now, how do I build my posture, Sean? Number one, you have to work. I'm going to give you some other things, but number one is the more you go to work and the more you deal with people, because our number one fear, right, is what? Most of us, unfortunately, is being judged, which is weird. But like, you're going to call somebody and try to make a sale. Now, I say I'm going to call somebody and make a sale. You'll say I'll call somebody and try to make a sale. I'm like, no, I'm going to call him. I'm already my client. You're like, I'm trying to call this guy. I don't know who he is. I'm like, no, he's already my client. What's the worst thing that can happen? Dude says no. I'm not going to die. What? You all hear him say no? After I do it enough, who cares? It doesn't matter, does it? So you alleviate those fears by work. You get around people that are successful. You listen to the way they talk. You emulate the way they talk. I am from Connecticut, born and raised. I got into the life insurance business, and everybody, not everybody, most everybody I worked with was from Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, some North Carolina. And I'd come back to Connecticut and they'd be like, dude, why do you sound different? I'm like, dude, I'm just mimicking what those people say because they're really good at what they do. And if it sounds like I got some kind of Southern accent, I'm just trying to imitate and duplicate what's working. And I spent so much time getting good at my craft, so much time emulating the people that were successful. And I spent zero time talking to people that weren't. So you want to be good at sales. You want to understand the psychology of it. The first person you need to control psychologically is yourself. You build that self-image by work. You build it by listening to people that are doing things successfully. And you find mentorship. That's what you do. That's what I did. People are like, how'd you find mentorship? I ingratiated myself to people and I could do some stuff and I did. And sometimes I paid for it. I got around people that knew what the hell they were doing at a high level and I wanted to get better. You can do the exact same thing. So number one reason most people that fail at sales under my psychology of the sale is poor posture. You're dead before you even get started. And then if you have a poor posture, dead enough, eventually you just quit. And if you don't believe you're accountable for your poor posture and you think it's the clients, the leads, whomever, then you'll never become successful. And actually, if you're not accountable, you shouldn't get in sales. Because when you're an independent contractor, entrepreneur, or salesman, or 1099, you are your boss. It's okay to be unaccountable as an employee. You're a boss, and you'll probably keep your job. When you are your boss and you are the employee, you can't be unaccountable. There's nobody to pay that salary. You make the money off of what you do. So change your posture, change your life, help your sales, psychology of the sale. If you like this, somebody else needs to hear it. Like, subscribe, share, click the link below. Thank you for joining me.